Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Forgive the look of me, I'm sweating and I'm dirty. Today we're going to talk about cleaning really dirty, really dirty, neglected alloy wheels. Now you can see here, this is the wheel off of my Volkswagen Golf that hasn't been cleaned properly for probably over a year. Don't hate me, don't hate me. I just, it is what it is. Now, let's talk about cleaning products. So today we're featuring Iron Terminator from Soft99. Now, this is a fallout remover. Why are fallout removers handy? So fallout removers have a unique claim to fame, and that is the purple bleed. So when you spray them onto ferrous material, they go purple. Now often we're told that's dissolving the embedded iron fallout that is from brake dusts and railroads and all that sort of stuff. That isn't quite true. So these products don't dissolve iron. What they dissolve is Fe2O3, which is rust, which forms on the surface of the embedded iron and expands and anchors it in. So when you spray a fallout remover on there, the active ingredient here, the sodium thioglycolic acid, reacts with the FeO2 on the embedded iron and it dissolves it and turns it into iron thioglycolic oxide, which then dissolves in water, and that's the purple material. So it becomes water soluble when that reaction occurs. By taking the rust off the surface of the iron, you effectively shrink it, a bit like an acid would shrink it, although it doesn't do it the same way with the chemical reaction. But it shrinks it and then makes it easier to dislodge. So these are very effective as precursors to contact cleaning to remove embedded rust, okay, effectively, embedded ferrous components. This product can be used to clean alloy wheels, and it can also be used to clean and decontaminate your paintwork in the same way, with the same principle. So you could spray it on your paint, let that chemical reaction occur, and then any ferrous components that are anchored into the paint are then going to become easier to remove with a contact clean, or pressure wash, but ideally claying, because then you're going to make your claying more effective. So iron fallout removers are handy tools, basically. When they first come out, there was a lot of controversy around them, and the purple reaction was just a bit of a gimmick and they weren't necessary. In my opinion, fallout removers are necessary. You don't have to use them all the time, but they're a great precursor to decontamination, and they're very good because they can clean more effectively than most other chemicals without having that strong caustic nature of an acid. So there you go. How do you go about using them? You spray them onto a surface that's got ferrous components, ferrous contamination on it that's rusted. You can see here that brown tinge tells you we've got a lot of ferrous contamination on here. And then the reaction starts to occur. When it starts bleeding out purple, you want to work it while it's still wet. If these products are left to dry, a reverse reaction occurs and you can see a golden film, which is actually the iron thioglycolic oxide turning back to rust if they dry again. So if you ever do that, leave these on too long and they start drying, you can fix that by just spraying more on. You'll notice that the gold film that it's leaving instantly lights up back to purple when you spray a little bit more on. So you don't have to panic if you do leave it on a little bit too long, okay? But keep them wet, let the chemical reaction occur and agitate them while they're wet and the chemical reaction occurs. Once you've done that agitation, rinse them off thoroughly. Now, here's a tricky conundrum. So let's just show you something. There is no way this product on its own is going to get this clean. It just cannot do it. But it's still going to be an effective thing. But this is why I've brought in a couple of other products, because there's all different forms of dirt on here. A lot of it isn't, a lot of it's just dirt and, horrible stuff, and other stuff that's in the brake pads, and almost like a dry resin that holds the brake pad material together. And to break down that resin, sometimes just using a really strong alkaline cleaner first and soaking it out will soften it all up. So a good alkaline pre-wash or an APC, or this stain cleaner here from Soft99, you know, a stronger alkaline detergent as a pre-soak is going to be really good. Once you've done that, you should soften it all down, rinse it all off, and then you could go in with your iron Terminator, which is what we're going to do. And then you might find, even after cleaning it all down with the iron Terminator, that you've got patches of tar and brown staining left in certain areas where the soft tar can build up, sometimes in there, sometimes around there. And it doesn't, the iron fallout might not react on it, so it's not fallout, basically. That, if it doesn't go purple, then it's not rust, okay? So sometimes a pitch cleaner, like a hydrocarbon, which can dissolve tar, can be a good thing. So almost when cleaning a really, really, really dirty alloy wheel, peeling it back with different phases is going to be required. How clean are we going to be able to get this? Oof. Well, I think we're going to have to get some clay bar out as well to get this really clean. That is the challenge. So let's get started and soak it out with the stain cleaner first. Okay, step one, stain cleaner. Just want to wet it all out. Put a bit on that on my tyre as well. And just let that soak. Okay, that's already breaking down the resinous but holding this lot together. So, is it going to be possible? That's doing a good job. So you can see there where it's not quite as bad. It's already breaking down that resin and getting us back to a shiny surface, which is what we want. That's quite impressive. But it's not going to be enough here, because that is like a thick shell. It's a thick eggshell of dirt. Can I even scratch it? No. I can't even get through to the metal with my finger now. Let's leave that to soak for a few minutes, guys. Okay, so it's had a good pre-soak now. Now, I don't think there'd be much point in getting a pressure washer on this. I just want to see, using the Soft99 exterior brush, which isn't aggressive, how easily now that baked on resin comes off, and can we get anywhere close to metal. So look at that, that's really soaked it out, isn't it? So even this soft tip brush just a little scrub over there. We'll pressure wash this off afterwards. It's going to make a lot of mess. You know, I'd probably use a bigger brush for one this dirty, but this is still doing the job actually. These did have a sealant on them as well, maybe even a ceramic, but God knows that was a long time ago. I wonder if it's still helping. Right, you get the idea on this bit. So what I'm going to go through is just contact every bit of it to try and lift all that resin off. Scrub the hell out of all of this. But you can see already, if we just take a dirty microfiber rag and wipe the middle of that, we're doing all right. Look at that. So, I'll be back in a second when we're ready to go in. You can see what I meant about peeling back the layers of dirt. So under here, I think that's like rubber, possibly, but it might be fallout. After this, we'll go in probably with the fallout, and then the final step is we'll probably then do the pitch remover. So I'll be back in a sec. I'm just also going to do the other side, guys. Funny enough, this video is more supposed to be about fallout remover than this stuff. It's a good wheel cleaner, that is. It's strong. It's strong. I didn't think it would just strip all this off like it's doing. Maybe it's got some, God knows what's in that. I thought it was alkaline. Maybe it's, well, who knows? It's strong. I'm using a soft brush and it's all coming off. Well, most of it's coming off anyway. This is really just the first layer as well before we get into the other chemicals. That stuff there. Look at that. Normally, once you've got your alloys to a good standard, then just like a milder shampoo or APC or whatever you want to use, and every now and then a little bit of fallout remover to get some of the embedded stuff is good. Don't want this to dry because then all this resin sets again. So we'll give this a blast off, then we'll be getting closer to something that looks half clean. Just make sure it's all wet. Nope. It's going to make a lot of mess. You can see where I haven't done, the bits where I haven't done a particularly good job on. It's the nature of the beast, is just to keep going, isn't it? Till you get it where you want it to be. This really seems to have caught the dirt where that wheel weight is. Stop the flow of the dirt out of there. And this brush is pretty soft as well. So I'm reasonably impressed that it's able to take this off. Okay. Right, we're going to go back with the fallout remover in a second, so won't worry about getting it spotless at this stage, but let's just get that chemical into these little wheel nut holes as well. You might want to take that bit off. Okay, one final rinse down. Now, we're sort of 90% of the dirt's probably been taken off. We're more down to more stubborn dirt. So let's go and get our fallout remover and go again. Okay, so here we are with the Iron Terminator. This is also a low odour version of it, so it doesn't smell particularly bad, which is kind of quite cool. So we're just going to get quite a lot of this chemical in here. We're probably using this a lot more efficiently, because before we would be really, the chemical would be reacting to all of the brake dust that's on the surface and on the resin that we can remove with just normal detergent. So now really what you're seeing is all the bleed from all of the bits of embedded contamination. So we're actually using the fallout remover on the stuff that's stuck on, rather than the stuff that's sat on, if you like. So let's just let that, you can see it react quite quickly. So let's just let that do its thing. See what I mean about if you leave it too long, it will go golden again. So just keep an eye on that. We're never going to get that bit there clean, because I think the paint's failing as well. But we're settling for, you know, a good level of cleaning here. So what you can do, really, probably perhaps the best thing to do is get a clay bar and go over this. So let's get the Soft99 clay bar. There it is. Stuck on the other one. So there's an example of it going back gold again. It's just going to destroy this clay. Oh, you should also glove up as well, guys, but obviously operating the camera is my get out jail card. So the claying is a lot more effective. If you're doing this without fallout remover, be trying to sort of really shear it off. Oh, there goes the clay. So you get the idea of what we're doing. So what I'll do is I'll just carry on now, take the camera out of my hand so I can do this properly and come back once I've clayed the barrel. Okay guys, so we're getting there now. So we've clayed it, given it a final rinse down. Do we have a mint concourse alloy wheel? Not quite. There's some really stubborn bits on here that you're almost better off picking off with your thumbnail. You didn't hear me say that. But just some bits that are really stuck on. Maybe it's tar, maybe it's tar and glue, you know, but it's probably just lack of poke in it. I've used the stubby brush for some of it. It's got a little bit more poke than the Soft99. They're detail brushes really, so they're more for maintaining than being really aggressive, but they got most of it off. So I'm just going to finish with a little bit of the pitch cleaner. Just let that soak into any of the resins that are there. I'll just spin this round. Oh, I've made a mess of my floor. Spin this round. You can see in here, bits like that won't come off. Paint's starting to bubble up, you know, so it's got into the paint. But the difference in this alloy, you can see just little things like that. You see it all breaking it down. So it's what's left now. Anything that's left is, see that breaking all that down? So anything that's left is probably the tar stuff. We peeled it off layer by layer with the different chemicals. So you can go back over it again with the clay. Although this stuff, well, the clay's pretty much destroyed anyway, but you can see it just getting that last remnants of dirt off. But for me, that, I would probably stop there, or maybe, yeah, just pick at those a little bit more. Yeah, get those little corner bits a little bit better. You could even clay in there. Just try and scrape all that off, see? But that could go back onto the car. And when you look through the spokes, for the first time in years, it's not actually black. And the cool thing with that is, it hasn't, let me just put these back in there, it hasn't actually been that much hard work. So, there are 3 products for 3 different functions. A strong kind of surfactant blend with some, that's the product that's impressed me the most actually. That stuff's a really good wheel cleaner. A fallout remover with low odor that can help you get all that embedded fallout on in the alloy wheel and the paintwork. And then finally, the pitch cleaner for stuff that's not water soluble, for tar, adhesives and things. So each one of these 3 chemicals unlocks different types of dirt. A bit like playing a computer game. You've got to get the right key to unlock the right door. But those 3 products can tackle very, very dirty alloys. I'll link them all in the description. And thank you very much for watching. How would you have approached that? Lots of guys in the trade will have a strong acid cleaner, which can be good. The problem with, if you're using an acid cleaner, it's great if you're taking the alloy wheel off, because you're focusing it on all the components where the acid, you know, the alloy wheel and the acid's effective. But if you've got the wheel in situ and you're spraying acid in there on unpainted calipers, those calipers can corrode because of the acid quite quickly. And that's happened to me a few times. And if you've ever taken your car to a drive-through car wash where they use a wheel acid, your calipers will go white or yellow and then rust very, very quickly. So these are slightly more appropriate chemicals that have still got loads of bite, so that they're making the job easier. That one first, then that one, then I'd probably finish with that one. That would be the way to go. And finally, guys, we're going to end this with a competition. Now, Soft99 is sponsoring this video, and they're going to give away some detailing goodies, and it's very easy to enter. All you have to do is answer the following question. I want you to write in the comments of this video a scenario where your detailing knowledge has got you out of a sticky situation or come in really, really handy. To give you some examples, it could be waxing a car for a wedding. It could be using detailing products inside the house for non-detailing purposes. It could be fixing a scuff on, or a scratch on someone's car that could have taken a lot of money. So those sorts of things. Keep it to about a paragraph, put it in the comments. The restrictions or the limitations, this competition is for UK and Ireland people only. I'll go through all of those comments in response to that question. I'll pick a winner, a second and a third place, and in 1 week's time I will announce those in the sticky post on this video, okay? So just go and have a look at the sticky post, and I'll put the usernames of the 3 winners, and I'll do that in 1 week's time. What do you get? The winner gets a Soft99 Fujitsu wheel coating, and second and third place get the Glaco Compound and DX glass sealant. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?